Cut brush up to 3 inches thick with optional cutting attachments. And now, you can trim and mow while you ride with models customized for your ATV or tractor. Trim along fence lines and watch the DR automatically deflect around posts. Mow along roadsides, clear out undergrowth, and maintain trails. Walk or ride, there's a DR that's right for you.
Call 1-800-320-8888 for your free buyer's guide and DVD. We'll include details of our special financing plan that lets you own a DR for as low as $30 a month. Free shipping is now in effect, so call today. 1-800-320-8888. Online at drtrimmer.com.
Wednesday, on an all-new Year Million, humanity has no future.
The planet's kind of falling apart.
If we can't leave Earth.
All of our eggs are in one basket. We need to diversify.
It'll take every resource we can reach.
We can't get it just on planet Earth.
But a new home might be closer than you think.
Our tool set 30 years from now will be far more advanced. The idea of terraforming a planet is going to be quite simple.
This is the road to Year Million. New episode, Wednesday, on National Geographic.
Nobody just gives it to you. You gotta find the right moment and take it.
To rock around, that's right on time, it's tricky. It's tricky, 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 tricky. To rock around, that's right on time, it's tricky. It's tricky, 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 tricky.
Does Donald Trump fatten your rump? As whiny Trump haters keep blaming their weight gain on him, now the media is trying to back up this stupid claim. They conclude that if studies show that stress makes people eat more, then Donald Trump should make you eat more because he's so stressful. Which brings us to a new segment called... Yes, it's a false flab. I thought it was clever when I thought of it a week ago. Anyway, so-called experts suggest Trump-induced stress levels may affect the way more than just minor weight gain. One biology professor claims that Trump's stress could cause evolutionary consequences. Yes, Trump could permanently alter human genes. Professor Peter Ward says that the stress that Americans are going through now because of Trump is similar to the stress felt by people who've been in combat or abusive relationships, and that leads to permanent evolutionary after effects. So dealing with Trump is like fighting the Taliban or living with a wife beater. We went to the professor for further comment.
I use too much.
Well, that was cute. Emily, does everybody just need to calm down?
Yes, and this makes sense why Hollywood is so skinny, right? Everyone there, they have no stressless lives, nothing to worry about. But it also is interesting to me why all of these people who are kind of clamoring for this, well, where's the same outrage and where's the same kind of, focus on what 80% of our medical treatment that is basically treatable on the preventative side. I mean, there's a lot of other things that make you fat. And I love, by the way, that it says too, stress makes you eat more. No, you make you eat more. Stress doesn't make you do anything. It's how you react to it.
Kat, if stress made people eat more, you'd weigh 500 pounds.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, geez. Also, I don't get, why are these people saying this? Do you think Trump is going to feel bad about it? Like, oh no, Barbara Streisand said she's getting a little bigger. I better stop everything I'm doing and everything I want for the country. If I were Trump, I would see this and be like, damn, I am powerful.
Yes.
This is amazing. And I am sure that's exactly what he thinks.
Yeah, it's like, I would love that. It's a superpower, Tom. I can make you eat more.
Yeah.
Well, what about the professor?
Yes.
He says Trump is altering people's genes.
I know.
Tell me that's not going to go to his head.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm altering the whole course of human history. Oh, I better stop. It's not working.
They should do a Marvel comic on this guy. Seriously. What's the superpower to change genes over time?
He's going to go give a speech saying, okay, we're going to keep Obamacare. I heard Barbara Streisand gained 10 pounds and it's just too tough. Going to let it go. Come on, shut up.
I bet you they're going to file lawsuits. It'll be a class action.
What?
You know what? The same scientist, if that's his real name, that put these things together, the same ones that come up with colorful names when people gain weight. They say they're thick or they're big boned or they're genetic.
Yes.
Or, he's not smart, he's special. It's the same. It's the same thing. Sometimes you're just chubby and dumb and you eat too much. It has nothing to do with who the hell is the president.
True.
What drives me crazy is now you don't need research to bolster your point. This was like the stuff that we read that are the basic of this article, of this segment, are articles that were just like, this could be the case. We don't have any proof.
Some experts say.
Some experts say. Also, they can make these accusations, but you could make this, say radical Islam, based on the previous segment, that creates actual stress in your life. So therefore, if you said radical Islam makes people fat, people would say you're crazy. Yeah, right? But with Trump, no, that's legit.
Well, plus, in my experience, stress makes me eat less. I'm too nervous to eat because my stomach. Greg, you have a nervous stomach, do you not?
I have a very nervous stomach. It's not even like part of my body anymore. I'm not even sure I have a stomach. I think that somebody took it because when I eat, it just passes everything. Final thoughts up next in a special extra segment just for you.
Stop right there. I'm about to pop a cap of fresh in that washer. With Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters by Downy. And if you want, pour a little more. Because this scent lasts for 12 weeks, which is longer than any relationship I've ever been in. Right? Freshness for weeks. Unstoppables by Downy. For a fresh too feisty to quit.
I'm leaving you, Wesley.
But why?
You haven't noticed me in 2 years.
I was in a coma.
Well, I still deserve appreciation.
Who was there for you when you had amnesia?
Ugh, you know I can't remember that.
Stop this madness. If it's appreciation you want, you should both get Snapshot from Progressive. It rewards good drivers with big discounts on car insurance.
It's a miracle. I can walk again.
Go back to your room, Susan Lucci.
We recently had a heart attack. But we are not victims.
We are survivors.
We are survivors.
We are survivors. And now we take Brilinta.
For people who've been hospitalized for a heart attack, we take Brilinta with a baby aspirin.
No more than 100 milligrams, as it affects how well Brilinta works.
Brilinta helps keep platelets from sticking together and forming a clot.
In a clinical study, Brilinta worked better than Plavix.
Brilinta reduced the chance of another heart attack or dying from one.
Don't stop taking Brilinta without talking to your doctor, since stopping it too soon increases your risk of clots in your stent, heart attack, stroke, and even death. Brilinta may cause bruising or bleeding more easily, or serious, sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Brilinta if you have bleeding, like stomach ulcers, a history of bleeding in the brain, or severe liver problems. Slow heart rhythm has been reported. Tell your doctor about bleeding, new or unexpected shortness of breath, any planned surgery, and all medicines you take.
If you recently had a heart attack, ask your doctor about Brilinta. My heart is worth Brilinta. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
If you love your dad, give him a meal that he'll truly appreciate. The Omaha Steaks Father's Day gift is filled with over $200 worth of great food for just $59.99. That's 70% off only on this special offer. The Omaha Steaks Father's Day gift includes either Omaha Steaks 4 juicy, tender 6-ounce filet mignons or a huge 30-ounce T-bone steak. Plus, you'll get 4 gourmet jumbo franks, 4 premium ground beef sliders, 4 creamy potatoes au gratin, and Omaha Steaks signature steak seasoning. Dessert is a decadent 2-pound New York cheesecake. Your order will be delivered straight to your home or the destination of your choice for the perfect gift. As a special thanks from us to you, if you order right now, we'll include 4 more premium Omaha Steaks ground beef sliders free. That's 8 total. The Omaha Steaks Father's Day gift, over a $200 value for just $59.99. Give Dad a gift he can appreciate. Give him the Father's Day gift from Omaha Steaks today.
Have you ever looked for a hotel online? Did you notice that there are so many different prices out there for the exact same room? Well, Trivago does the work for you and instantly compares the prices of over 600,000 hotels from over 200 different websites. Instead of searching for hours or spending too much, Trivago makes it easy for you to find the ideal hotel for the best price. Trivago shows you all the different prices for the exact same room. And that's how you can be sure that you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
Boost. It's about moving forward, not back. It's looking up, not down. It's being in motion. In body, in spirit, in the now. Boost High Protein. It's intelligent nutrition with 15 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals. For when you need a little extra. Boost, the #1 high-protein complete nutritional drink. Be up for it.
If you'll be in New York City and would like free tickets to be part of our studio audience, email gregtix@foxnews.com.
By the way, go to Twitter immediately after tonight's show. We've got a special gift for you, an after-dinner mint for this wonderful meal of a show. I'll tweet out a link to my monologue from last week's show that didn't air on Kathy Griffin. It's awesome. It should be up there the moment this show ends. But first, Tom Shalhoub's got a new book out, which I actually read. It's called Mean Dads for a Better America. Tom, why should everybody buy this book?
Well, I look back at the 70s, Greg, and
Yes.
Dads were meaner.
Yes.
Moms were tougher.
Mm-hmm.
Bullies were rougher.
Yes.
But somehow we turned out okay, right?
Did we turn out okay?
I think we did.
I don't think you did.
Look, great America. This audience, you guys have a mean dad? I bet you did, right?
Tyrus had the worst dad.
Yeah, he was invisible.
That's it. No, I was scared of my dad, and I laugh about it, and we tell stories about it in the book. My mom was tough too. She'd give me the old lessons, like punch him back. If a kid bullied me, punch him back.
Yeah,
so I punched him back.
So what you're saying is when you need bullies, it's not because people should bully, it's because when a bully teaches you to fight back.
That's right, because when we're adults and we have to interact with people at work, like you, Greg, sometimes people bully you at work.
Oh, I know. I felt that. Yeah. I felt that. It's how I got Dobbs. I walk down the hall, things Dobbs does to me.
Yeah, but you gotta, it helped me. The way I grew up, it helped me be an adult, and I think we can learn something from our mean dads.
All right, well, that's beautiful. I actually read the book, and it's compulsive when you're reading it. I kept reading it, and it speaks to me because I'm a 70s kid. So it's just a fun book. I urge everybody to purchase this immediately. All right. Thanks to Tom Shalhoub, Emily Campagno, Kat Tim, Tyrus, Dr. Bjorn Lomberg, our studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld. I love you, America. And you, not you.
President Trump wrapping up his weekend in New Jersey with some very strong words for former FBI Director James Comey. Welcome to a brand new hour inside America's News headquarters. I'm Greg Jarrett in for Eric Schoen.
Nice to see you, Greg.
See you.
And I'm Marthella Neville. Well, the president criticizing Mr. Comey's testimony about a series of memos that were leaked to the press, questioning whether the leaks were legal and calling Mr. Comey cowardly. President Trump also attacking Democratic policies, including Obamacare, as he gets ready to roll out some major policy initiatives this week.
Kristen Fisher is live in Bedminster, New Jersey with more. Kristen?
Hey, Greg. Well, today, both President Trump and the chairwoman of the RNC called out Comey again for being a leaker. And the chairwoman of the RNC also called for an end to the congressional investigations into the Trump campaign and Russia.
I don't think that should continue. Of course, we need to figure out what Russia did with regards to the election. The president has said that. But not yet do you have a single senator saying that there is definitive evidence that there's been any collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians. That needs to stop.
At the same time, though, she did defend the special counsel's investigation and said that investigation should continue. Meanwhile, the White House continuing to push forward with a series of new policy initiatives. You know how last week was Infrastructure Week? Well, this week is going to be Workforce Development Week. On Tuesday, President Trump will travel to Milwaukee to talk about the importance of vocational training and apprenticeships. On Wednesday, he'll be at the Department of Labor to deliver what the White House is characterizing as a major policy speech about jobs. Then on Friday, he's heading to Miami to unveil his administration's new Cuba policy, where he's expected to roll back many of the changes that were first put in place by the Obama administration. But first, tonight, President Trump holding his very first public event of the weekend. He's hosting a fundraiser for Congressman Tom MacArthur, who played a pivotal role in getting the Republican health care plan through the House. That should be underway right now. If not, it should be starting shortly. And then President Trump will be heading back to the White House tonight. Greg.
Kristen Fisher, swinging the golf club out there with the president in Bedminster, New Jersey. Kristen, good to see you. Thanks.
Good to see you.
The Pentagon investigating what is being described as an insider attack in eastern Afghanistan. 3 American soldiers were killed, another wounded. The Taliban's claiming responsibility, saying it infiltrated the Afghan army to carry out the attack. Connor Powell has the details from our Mideast Bureau.
Arthel, insider attacks continue to plague the U.S. mission in Afghanistan, with more than 90 so-called green on blue attacks where Afghan soldiers attacked their international training partners taking place since 2008. The latest came in Nangarhar province, where U.S. troops were fighting alongside Afghan soldiers battling ISIS. It's the same area where the U.S. recently dropped its largest non-nuclear bomb on a series of ISIS tunnels. However, the Taliban claimed credit for this weekend's attack that killed 3 U.S. Special Forces soldiers, though it isn't clear if the attacker was connected to the Taliban or just a disgruntled Afghan soldier, which has often been the case. It comes as the Trump administration is contemplating sending an additional 5,000 American troops to Afghanistan to help with the worsening security situation. These insider attacks undermine the U.S. training mission in Afghanistan and hurt joint operations. The Afghan military continues to need a lot of additional training, but insider attacks make that training all the more difficult. And without extensive training, Afghan soldiers aren't prepared enough to actually carry out the mission with or without its U.S. partners. With the Taliban gaining ground across the country, Afghanistan now more than ever needs additional American military assistance. But with more U.S. troops on the ground comes the potential for more American casualties as well. Arthel?
Connor Powell. Thanks, Connor, reporting there from Jerusalem.
Some new pictures from the London Bridge investigation shedding more light on the attackers. British police say 3 terrorists were wearing fake suicide belts as they carried out their deadly rampage. They may have been planning to take hostages. Mike Tubman has more from our London bureau. Mike?
Greg, images of blood-splattered fake bomb belts are the latest bits of evidence released by London police in the wake of the attacks 1 week ago. Now, these fake bomb belts are not sophisticated at all. They're just disposable water bottles wrapped in duct tape secured to a leather belt. Each of the 3 attackers was wearing a fake suicide belt when they jumped out of the van used in the attack and began slashing people in the Borough Market area of London. Investigators say the belts were to maximize fear and speculate they may have been intended to help with hostage taking. They may have been intended to cause hesitation before the attackers were shot. Yesterday, police released images of the petrol bombs that were left in the attackers' vans. Those were very real. It's not clear why those were not used in the attack. And we're hearing from one of the first Metropolitan police officers who responded to the scene. Inspector Jim Cole tells a harrowing tale of setting up a cordon to keep people from coming into the market, then sending a medic into the basement of a pub for triage.
A gentleman had been stabbed in the stomach. He was taken downstairs to see the medic, and at that point there were still shots ringing out, and then a stream of people came out of the market running and screaming. So we literally just pushed them into the basement of the pub. I knew it was quite a big venue, and it seemed like the safest place to put a large volume of people at that time, so it was out of harm's way.
3 days later, there was an attack in France. We have video of the hammer-wielding man who attacked a French police officer outside the Notre Dame Cathedral. The video went public as the case of Farid Aiken is now in court. There's no indication the 2 attacks are linked. A Paris prosecutor says the 40-year-old student from Algeria was self-radicalized and he had the profile of a neophyte. Aiken's charges, roughly translated from French law, are attempted murder of a police officer in connection with a terrorist enterprise and conspiracy. Greg, back to you.
Mike Tubman reporting from London. Mike, thanks.
Well, Greg, controversy surrounding today's annual Puerto Rican Day parade in New York City as organizers honored a convicted terrorist. And all of this as Puerto Rico holds a major referendum which could lead to statehood. Brian Yinnis has been at the parade all day for us, but he is back now in our New York City newsroom. So, Brian, a bit of a mixed bag out there today, right?
It was. Some were for him, some are against him. And Oscar Lopez Rivera, though, rode a float up Fifth Avenue today. And no matter where you stand on it, a stunning image for the controversial figure who is a convicted terrorist. Lopez Rivera was one of the leaders of the terrorist group, the FALN, or the National Liberation of Armed Forces, a paramilitary group responsible for over 120 bomb attacks throughout the U.S. in the 70s and 80s. Their goal was independence for Puerto Rico and to establish a socialist government there. He was convicted in 1981 of seditious conspiracy against the U.S. government, transporting firearms and explosives. His 70-year sentence was commuted by President Obama in January. He was freed after just 36 years in January. Now, he was never charged with a specific violent crime, but he was accused of being a bomb maker. The FALN's deadliest bombing was in 1975 at the Francis Tavern in New York City. The blast killed 4 people, including 33-year-old Frank Connor, Joe Connor's father.
To think that Oscar Lopez would be considered a hero and a hero of freedom, it's just so insane. You can't even get your head around it.
The Puerto Rican Day Parade lost half of its floats as a result of honoring Lopez Rivera. Major corporate sponsors pulled out of this year's parade. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo bowed out, as did Senator Chuck Schumer. Parade organizers have stuck by their decision, though, to give him their National Freedom Hero Award, though Lopez Rivera ultimately declined the award and chose just to march in today's parade. Now, in a statement, Puerto Rican parade organizers said, quote, "Some people call him a terrorist while others think of him as a freedom fighter, as was the case with Nelson Mandela. Nevertheless, Oscar's participation is not an endorsement of the history that led to his arrest, nor any form of violence, but rather a recognition of a man and a nation's struggle for sovereignty." This parade and controversy not happening in a vacuum either. The U.S. territory is suffering under economic collapse, 12% unemployment, and bankruptcy. Today, the island held its 5th referendum of its political status, in which the island voted overwhelmingly to become America's 51st state. However, this is a non-binding vote. It was low turnout, and there was a boycott by several groups calling into question the validity of this vote, which is really just largely symbolic. Nothing really is going to come from this, from what we understand, Arthel.
Okay. Well, you unfolded it all for us today, Brian Yinnis, and nice work out there at the parade today, too. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Kind of a mess out there. Were you out there?
I went out for a bit, but all the crowd had already passed by the time I got out there.
Yeah. All right. A professor who is a big Stephen King fan getting the gift of a lifetime. Just ahead, what all this has to do with King's home state.
Plus, Senate Republicans with a lot of unfinished business as Attorney General Jeff Sessions prepares to testify on the Russian collusion investigation. What the chairwoman of the Republican National Committee is saying about the holdup on Capitol Hill.
I love how USAA gives me the peace of mind and the security just like the Marines did. At one point I did change to a different company with car insurance and I was not happy with the customer service. We have switched back over and we feel like we're back home now.
The process through USAA is so effortless that you feel like you're a part of the family.
I love that I can pass a membership to my children and that they can be protected. We're the Williams family and we're USAA members for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
Your eyes have a protective lipid layer that can break down and cause dry eyes. Soothe XP from Bausch & Lomb helps restore this layer, seal in moisture, and protect against further irritation. Soothe XP, extra protection for dry eyes.
What's the best way to get 2 servings of veggies? V8 or a powdered drink? Ready? Go!
Shake!
Done.
You gotta shake it. I shake it.
Glad I had a V8. The original way to fuel your day.
Oh, I'm not a security guard. I'm a security monitor.
Why monitor a problem if you don't fix it? LifeLock does more than free credit monitoring to help protect your identity. Join starting at $9.99 a month. Go to LifeLock.com.
Your car will get scratched, but Quick's PSR will remove them. Quick's advanced technology fills scratches with surrounding paint and has been proven to be the best scratch remover available. So don't just fix it, Quix it at Walmart and these fine retailers.
place is cool.
As a software factory should be.
So it runs on software?
It is software, enabling continuous delivery, frictionless security, agile across your company from mobile to mainframe.
I have no idea what you just said.
If you're going to compete on this, you're going to need all this.
So who does all of this?
CA Technologies.
An Obama cover-up? A stunning new report in the case of slain Border Patrol officer Brian Terry. His family speaks out exclusively to Jesse. Plus, the Comey fallout tonight.
The sun used to make our outdoor deck and patio space so hot and uncomfortable we couldn't use it.
But then we discovered the Sunsetter retractable awning. Our Sunsetter retractable awning opens and closes in just 60 seconds. It keeps our patio about 20 degrees cooler.
It provides instant shade and instant protection from the sun's harmful rays.
And our Sunsetter costs under $700.
But now you can get your Sunsetter for as little as $599 when you call now to get this special $200 discount certificate and free awning idea kit.
We love our Sunsetter retractable awning, and you're going to love yours too.
Sunsetter awnings are assembled in America and guaranteed to last for years. So call now to get this free awning idea kit with DVD, plus your $200 Sunsetter discount certificate.
But this is a limited time offer.
Call now.
Call now for your free awning idea kit with DVD and $200 discount certificate. There's no obligation.
Time now for a quick check of the headlines. The former boyfriend of singer Whitney Houston's late daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, has been arrested in Florida. Nick Gordon charged with domestic violence, kidnapping, and false imprisonment. Gordon was dating Bobby Christina when she died back in 2015. A judge held Nick Gordon legally responsible for her death after he missed a couple of hearings. An investigation now underway after a New York City police officer contracted potentially deadly Legionnaire's disease, traces of the bacteria causing the disease turning up at a police station in East Harlem. And the University of Maine naming a position at the school in honor of one of its most famous alumni, author and Maine native Stephen King. The school awarding its first Stephen King chair in literature to a Shakespeare scholar who grew up reading King's books.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions to give more closely watched testimony on the Russian investigations before the Senate Intel Committee this coming week. But amid all these hearings, Congress has some unfinished business on the president's agenda. Senate Republicans still working on a bill to repeal and replace Obamacare and facing pressure on tax and immigration reform amid a looming deadline. Ellison Barber has more from our Washington bureau.
Congress is trying to tackle a significant legislative to-do list, and time is not on their side. The list includes big items like tax reform, the debt ceiling, immigration reform, and, of course, health care. Vice President Mike Pence says Democrats are, quote, blinded by partisanship when it comes to the Affordable Care Act.
They're the ones that gave us Obamacare. And now, as your congressman will tell you, they won't lift a finger to help us rescue the American people from this mess.
you.